I'm Nick Fulton. I'm a senior manager in our global markets practice here at Baringa, and delighted to be joined by Ross Aubrey today from Quantexa. So Ross and I go back quite a way because we've actually helped implement surveillance systems at some of our mutual clients.
So a little bit about Quantexa. We are a data analytics company that delivers contextual decision intelligence. And contextual decision intelligence, or CDI, is a new approach to data that empowers organizations to make faster and more accurate operational decisions at scale. So we have many clients that use Quantexa for many different use cases and solutions, and we're ingesting billions and billions of data records as part of that. Our models are fully transparent, so auditable, explainable, can be used to kind of pass through model governance. And then also, we have granular security models. And what that means, you can have role-based access. So teams within surveillance can share information on a need-to-know basis, ensure that you're adhering to kind of global privacy laws, etc. And so I think it's really important that banks don't get left behind and don't get caught using outdated technology and models.
And without the right tools in place, we're seeing that banks end up, their teams are flooded with high volume of alerts that tend to be low quality. They've got a very siloed way of managing risk, and we're seeing false positives sometimes up at rates of 95%, which just means that their teams are essentially getting flooded with work that's wasted in essence.
We are actually seeing a lot of kind of operating model changes that are in progress or have already been made. And for me, that raises the question, kind of what comes first, the operating model change or technology change? Because for me, technology change can actually bring about the opportunity to transform the way things are done today, and to very much be part of designing that new operating model and thinking about how things are done, who are the people that we need to use that, what's the skill set of the users, etc.
How have you noticed that COVID impacting banks' appetite to bring in more investment into surveillance?
And it's interesting because historically, of course, most technology change has been driven by regulation or a need to reduce headcount and cost. And those drivers absolutely haven't gone away, but it's been interesting to see we've all had to adapt very quickly in the current environment to ensure that we can still effectively supervise and monitor employees. And as we've kind of gone through that process, I think in some cases it's meant that when we've assessed the previous ways of doing things, we found they don't work as well as perhaps we would like, or we thought they did, or they simply don't work at all. And I think when COVID kicked in, banks had to act very fast to set employees up from home, and regulators actually helped with that in some ways by providing some relief. So things like relaxing voice recording rules for a period of time, enabling the banks to kind of do this quickly without the fear of falling foul to the regulators.
Look, Ross, thanks very much for joining us today. I've really enjoyed our conversation. I'm sure our listeners will too, and we look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks a lot, Ross.
Very much. Cheers, Nick.